Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women of all ages, welcome back. We are playing Middle-Aged Atlantis, and we are greeted with a very elite message from Vana Ruse. He sent us some money, which, I'm not going to lie, it has me a bit perplexed because I don't see any reason for it. It could be... There's a few scenarios. One is he did it completely randomly, which I doubt. The other scenario, which I think is more likely, is that he was doing it to mark an occasion, potentially an Elven Throne Rush, potentially putting up Arcane Nexus. I mean, not Nexus, Astral Corruption. And because nothing happened, I'm guessing that he tried it and failed, because maybe he ran into, maybe he ran into Arcane Nexus, which was cast with 1,200 pearls. And some of these are no joke either, but I think any of these other ones he would have probably taken down. Speaking of such things. Yeah, there's no way we can keep anything up against blood, but this turn should be the turn where I think we're going to do Gift of Health. I had 770 nature gems, but then I was a cheap little bastard and I went around and begged, borrowed, and stole. I think we're gonna get this guy out of here where he's not gonna be visible. I don't want them to like see Kuthgul here and assassinate. I mean, I do have the Elvish Hall thing, not here anymore. So yeah, we're gonna get him out this turn because this turn he cannot cast Wish. And I have to, the reason he can't cast it is because I have to pirate his gear. Now we've got a Ring of Sorcery, which we're going to have to swap out with the Ring of Wizardry, which, good God if I know where that is. I think I've actually given it... Wait, where's the Ring of Wizardry? Is it on, wait, maybe it's on one of my... Okay, here it is. So this has to come off. We'll give you the Ring of Sorcery instead. This guy can cast Tartarian Gate. Here we are going to put this on her. And she is now Nature 8. And what that means is that we can put 800 Nature Gems in Gift of Health. Now, because we're casting this at an enchantment site, I think what this will mean is if he also put 800, then we will override it because we're getting a discount, which means we're doing more in the overcasting. Because this will cap out at 800, but it is only the overcast amount that gets compared, or at least that is how I understand it. And I'm pretty sure that's right. That's why Dispel can, in like very, very late game, have an advantage over other globals, because it's cheap to cast. And that was some of the calculus I was doing with wanting to put 1,200 into Arcane Nexus. So there we go. We have put 800 into Gift of Health. And I think they actually changed the mechanic now with casting blood, where the blood overcast counts as half. So it actually may not be easy for him to take down very high-powered stuff with blood. So it's possible some of these things like Celestial Rainbow or Gift of Health, there's probably actually a few that he could have bounced off of, come to think of it. Because if that is how it works, and I think that is. So anyway, we're going to put up Gift of Health. We are putting literally every nature gem. I had to go and take every mage who has a nature gem on them. Fortunately, I'm not in any war, so I can just strip them off all my casters. And we're going to just drop Gift of Health with literally everything. Now, the cool part about that is we are going to get a quarter reimbursement in pearls. So in addition to the normal things we've been getting, which right now have not been phenomenal, but they've been good, like 160 pearls a turn, we are going to be getting... hold your butts, 200 in addition to that. So it's very possible we could have like 400 gems spent, or 400 pearls come in next turn. as the massive reimbursement for stealing. That is our payment for stealing Gift of Health. And of course, we will turn those into more gems forever and ever, never ending. And so that will be fun. Okay. Are we doing this? Death Mage may enter to summon a pain. Yeah, good, we are. You can see we have 1400 siege strength here, so this is fully capable of going and stealing his forts here if he can't defend them. There's a few things if we go to war with TNG we're going to need to do, like we're going to have to steal his Horror Harmonica with Wish, and then he's going to have to wish for it back if he wants it. There's other things we have to do as we go to war with the world, and as we go to war with the world, which will gradually start happening, we've actually timed this now about perfectly, because Pythian is on the ropes. They are getting attacked by Vana Ruse. They're losing infrastructure. Vana Ruse is just bulldozing forward. So this is a very good time. Meanwhile, Shinuyama is not really doing much on that front. So Vana Ruse, I think, by himself is going to conquer Pythian. And while he's busy with that, he can't be attacking me. And he's not going to want to do much else unless I'm attempting a throne rush. So, with that, I think it is actually the right time to end our war with Pythian, and so we're going to send them a message. I've already done a fair amount of this turn in terms of some of the mundane stuff, but some of it I haven't done. Wait, is this Pythian? We're sending it to Shinuyama, not Pythian. Send text message. Shinuyama. Dear Shinuyamis, we regret to inform you that His High Majesty the Great Kraken, Mr. Hands, has decided that he has need of all your coastal lands. Please prepare proper documentation to assist in the transition, aka armies. Since we had a nap too, the turn you get this, you can prepare. The turn after, we can issue attack orders. So that'll give him a couple turns. So next turn, I can't attack him. The turn after I can. So I think we're gonna... We need to build a temple here, but I think we're gonna slow walk everybody else out of here. So, like, you guys... We're not gonna take everybody, but we're gonna take a lot of you fuckers. Take, like, most of you. We'll leave some good ones behind. Let's move y'all out this way. Let's take all of you guys. Let's move y'all out this way. Here, we probably need to get getting more of these guys. The other thing that I have been doing is, you can tell I've just been building like freaking crazy. I have forted up almost everything. My disposable income has gotten huge, as my expenses have not really grown for a long time because I haven't bought units. And as my dominion spreads, I'm getting more income. So I've been doing massive, and also as I build forts, I get more income. So I've been getting a rather massive income boost. If we look at the score graphs, which I kind of want to do right now. Provinces, you can see we've been on the rise as we conquered Relay. For the past few turns, as we've been at peace, we've been basically flat. And we're going to be completely flat for a little bit. Forts, we've been growing. We had a little bit of flatness late last turn. Income, we're just continuing to climb, and you can see it's going up a lot lately as our dominion spreads pretty quickly. And we get the last few provinces of Relay. And then this particular turn, we got the Throne of Bureaucracy bonus, because we claimed that. And so that gives all of our dominion one better order, which is nice. Gym income, you can see this was when we lost Maelstrom, but then it's hiking back up. These guys are doing okay. But you can see we're like, in terms of gym income, which is probably one of the more important late game graphs, we're like clearly #1. Research doesn't matter. Dominion, this one matters a ton. You can see this one's just going crazy at the end, as I've been getting all... Temples are like a critical mass thing, and we're definitely at a critical mass point where this is going to continue. Now, how far it continues, it's going to be hard to say. It's going to depend on how much the enemy can preach. Army size, you can see we're going... A lot of this is free spawn like skeletons, not actually good troops. Though some of it is like Legions of White, which is good troops. Thrones of Ascension, you can see we bumped up. So we're in a very, very good spot. And with Gift of Health going up, it is going to mean conquering these lands of Pythian is going to be quite practicable. But we're not going to do that yet. First, we're going to take Shinuyama, because he's not really going to help. He's no longer a required part of the... get people to gang up on Pythian. Like, him attacking allowed Vana Ruse to attack, and now Pythian is mostly going to be eliminated as a threat. And Vana Ruse is not going to be able to defend this, I don't think, as well as Pythian can. Certainly not both thrones. So, we're gonna run in, we're gonna take this very, very quickly, and then we are going to hop out. Now, as long as he can't kill me with bone grinding, I should be okay. The thing that I need to decide is, do I want a Royal Malakwi in that group? Or do I just bring Mr. Hands? Or do I bring none of them? I mean, the bone grinding is kind of a son of a bitch, but... I'm thinking we'll be okay if we bring really, really strong stuff. And we do. I think maybe I do need turn 1 Master and Slave. Or something like that. Or maybe like turn 1 Fog Warriors could work. What is my... Does she have a... Okay, she does have a Crystal Shield. We could do turn 1 Fog Warriors. I think that helps against bone grinding. I could make her a... And actually, maybe we should, because she can probably scoot over there pretty quickly. So let's get her guards off. Let's put a guard here. And I do want to, if possible... I do want to make her a Bag of Wind. That'll help in assassinations, except I don't think it works underwater. Okay, how are we going to do this? I don't have another booster that I can take. None that I see, anyway. It's possible we could send a Tart in, too. So I might go ahead and get Tarts in position. Like, well, this guy's kind of useful up here. And I don't know if I can get this guy all the way over there. He's kind of slow. And then these Tarts here are... He's feeble-minded. And he is not amphibious. I could do a Ring of Water Breathing, which actually maybe I should. We'll go ahead and move him here, and then he can potentially Cloud Trapeze to like here with a Ring of Water Breathing. So I need to make sure I have one. We'll just go ahead and forge one. And then he can jump in, and the other thing I probably am going to want is a Skull Face, which I think last time I checked, I could potentially make one here. I think I can wear this on that guy, but if not, I'm going to need one anyway. I mean, we can check, because I've got one lying around. Oh, but he's not in the lab. We'll be able to check next turn, but anyway. I need one anyway. Doing a little bit more micro. Micro, honestly, is not that bad at this point. And, like, you would think it's horrible, but I kind of don't mind it. It's actually the war micro, which isn't really, like, the annoying part. Like, people normally are like, oh, man, the war micro sucks. Normally, it's, like, all the logistics moving people around and blood hunting, but honestly, this stuff I don't mind doing, and it doesn't take that long. It's honestly the war micro, like when you're at war and having to make all those hard decisions, it's really tough. Having to make a lot of hard decisions and knowing you're probably going to get punished. That is what is rough. Okay, 2 months left. Let's go ahead and turn you off, because I think I would rather have a temple. I'm building so many temples, guys. I want y'all to look at this. 80 temples, 20 Dominion strength. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. I am very surprised they're keeping our Dominion back. This is taking like a lot of effort, and it's only going to get worse. Like, we're building a temple here. Well, there's a temple here already, but we're forting all this up. Every place here is getting a fort. We're going to be putting temples in all of this too. While I'm at peace, I was really thinking I'm not going to hold it, but after TC made peace with me, then, yeah. And with this Dominion pressure and Gift of Health, we're going to just go absolutely nutso. And, like, good luck trying to invade me. So, that will be very nice. I think we'll have you come with them too. We're definitely going to want Foul Vapors as an option. You can come with them. I think you're not really meant for this job. You're meant to do other stuff. So we'll have you just hang out over here. You can patrol, you can patrol, you can patrol, you can patrol. Okay. Here, we're done preaching, so we actually need to move somewhere else where we can preach. I think what's going to happen too is as we fill this area up with Dominion, these islands are going to quickly become taken over, like completely awash, and that will be fine. But it will put a little dinger on my Dominion, which is fine. But then this whole land is going to get completely smushed as soon as these fill up. So these are going to fill up in probably like 2 or 3 turns, because I'm preaching here in addition to just my temple checks. And then once they are filled up, like we're building a temple here, you can see it's nuts. Like, so many temples, guys. Then this is going to become a wash in my Dominion. Like, we're preaching here. Once this is a wash, then it's going to start getting the edges and start pushing in here. And it's probably going to be like a little bastion. But this is going to be one of the thrones we go for as we go for a throne victory, because now we're actually thinking about it. We're going to go declare war on Shinuyama. We're going to eat his stuff, hopefully extremely quickly. We're going to take this, we'll start probably invading on land a little bit. Or maybe we won't, maybe we just put up a defensive force here. And once we have this, throne, we'll defend these, we'll have defensive forces set up, and we are going to immediately declare war on Pythian. And as we declare war on Pythian, we're going to take this, and then if we can take this, we win. So that is the plan now. We now have a plan to win the game. I'm pretty happy with the plan. We can do some sneaky things, like if we can just get an army on top, even for 1 turn, I can sneak in priests. And yeah. The priests can preach this down, so it would be like Gift of Health. We are going to, I think for the Pythian War, we are going to need a Royal Malakwi. So that is a precondition to going to war with Pythian, which is something I need to think about doing in like 2 or 3 turns. I need to, probably 2 or 3, yeah, probably 3 turns. I need to build a Royal Malakwi here, which is where I'm teleporting Kuthgul. And we'll march that in, and that will be part of, he'll have Slave Matrix, and then some thick bodyguards, and we'll set them up as best we can. But basically, they are going to be doing turn 1 anti-magic, but like turn 1 as in like turn 0.3 anti-magic, so our armies won't get enslaved. And then we will be doing Master and Slave ourselves. And because anti-magic goes off before Master and Slave, it should be pretty effective. So we'll get ours off, and then presumably he'll be casting Master and Slave again. And I'm pretty sure if I cast it second after that, that me casting it second, but him not having anti-magic, is going to be better than whatever he was doing, casting it twice. Either way, it'll prevent our army from getting completely crushed. And we have to figure out how we're going to attack from. I'm not completely sure, but we'll be using the Gatestone to get armies in position. And by armies, I mean this ridiculous stack that we have right down here, which is going to have trolls. It's going to have... Yeah, trolls have pretty good MR. These guys are okay, but they're mindless, so we don't have to worry about Master and Slave. And then we have Undead, who have pretty good MR, and like 19 MR versus Master and Slave is going to be fine. And then we have Green Lions, which are 17, which are very high MR. So, all this is going to be okay. This is going to be my army that just pours through and murders the shit out of them. I hope. We've got the other thing we'll have to think about, and I don't think we're going to need it particularly, like this, I think we'll be fine for taking this throne, but as we prepare to take Pythian stuff, then we are going to need to think about making sure we have all the key battlefield buffs, maybe even redundantly. But yeah. And then we'll have big evocations we drop too, probably, because we're going to be mostly immune to them. So, yeah, I think that's about it. We're trying to spend all our gems. There's a few things I haven't really figured out what I'm going to sink gems into. I really need a higher air mage. And unfortunately, I think all of my fairy queens have either died or been completely spoken for. Like, I don't think I have a fairy... Oh, no, I do. Well, that one, the other one's on the move. What can she do? I've got a fair ton of these. So we're Air 4. I mean, I think basically I can do... I wish I could get a Air Elemental Queen, but... Basically, I need to get up to Air 5, which will just require a turn with the Ring of Wizardry. Which is a turn I don't have at the moment, but... yeah, she can do that from underwater. I'm gonna put this on in case we get assassinated or something, but... That's something I have to figure out. Like, not spending air gems is not good. I need to spend my fire gems. We have to keep driving the... Keep driving the machine. I think we're gonna keep getting flame spirits. These guys are pretty good anti-assassin dudes because they kind of murder assassins because they have very good bodyguards. And then they tend to cast Phoenix Pyre off script, which actually is pretty good in assassinations. And then if I give them, oh, I do need to make. The other thing that's been happening is I have not been equipping all my items well enough, so I almost need to like. I think I actually have to start using, maybe not these guys, but maybe I start using people in my capital as mannequins. Because I've got to get, I've been forging so many items and then trying to get them off. Because I have to spend my gems to keep fueling Nexus. And the problem is, if you're making items before you need them, you're never going to make exactly the right things. But at least if the mannequin idea is kind of nice because we can see what we have and what we don't. Okay, there's like other things too. Like we know these two guys are probably going to have fire in a jars. So anyway, we're spending things. We need to get... We honestly could use another Rune Smasher or two, so maybe we get forging some of those. Let's forge a Rune Smasher. And... Suddenly things are looking maybe a little okay. This we should put somewhere, the thing that makes our armies look big and scary. Let's put that here, because this is not a point I'm going to attack from. Okay. And then here, we've got to move all of these guys off, and then here we're mostly done. So anyway, so that would mean attack orders could be issued on not next turn, but the turn after. I've actually done literally exactly what I said I was going to do a long time ago, which as soon as I finish Riley, I'm going to come eat Shiniyama. So he was maybe right to attack me, I don't know. But... well, I don't know. I think, honestly, no. See, if he had organized a coalition against Pythian earlier, like while at the beginning of the war, like if he didn't jump into the beginning, because he was not going to save Relay. Maybe at the very beginning he could have, but once it was clear, which was very, very early, that Relay was going to fall, he should have just backed out. I would have given him peace for keeping this throne. And if he had gotten a big chunk of... well, the problem is Vana Ruse wouldn't have joined him. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways he may have had to wait for Vana Ruse. Because Vana Ruse was busy eating Relay for a long time, so that's actually kind of a problem. But if I don't even know what he should have done then. That's actually a hard situation. Because really, he needed... his play was as soon as possible while I was still eating Relay for him and Vana Ruse to eat Pythian and to be successful. But he ended up... you know, he went to war with Pythian, but Vana Ruse was kind of late to the show. So far, it seems he's bore most of the cost of the war. Now, I haven't seen Pythian's... I mean, Vana Ruse's moves, but... anyway. Here, we'll go ahead and make one more Shade Mail. Okay, we don't really need another Shade Mail. Let's make another Bane. And then... here, we're not doing anything. Okay, and we've done all the turns. So, but the problem now is I'm not spending enough gems. We need to spend our water. Which we're basically doing. You can see we're summoning a ton of green lions, which is Manifest Vitriol. Here, let's go ahead and do this, and then you guys can all do Vile Water, which are pretty good. They're not excellent, but they're really slow, which kind of sucks. But if I do Mass Flight or something, or whatever, they're okay. Here, we're basically doing our stuff. Here, we are doing as well as we can. You can see we're casting so much shit, guys. I've got so many gems. We're just turning this... we are converting gems into power. That's what we're doing. That is our business. That is our business. What can we cast underwater? Maybe here... I feel like monsterfish have really low MR. They're not going to be good this late. Who would have a Queen of Water Elementals? There's not really... they're not really very good for me, but they do spend water gems. But I could also, and maybe this is something I need to go ahead and think about. I need to get a water 5 up here so that we can nuke any any Shiniyama armies from this fort. That will be very nice. And I've been just going around putting any of the water gear I forged, like bracelets and water lenses, on other people. So, okay, I'm not spending my air fast enough. I'm not spending my earth fast enough. The earth we can fix by getting more siege golems. The air we can fix by... get another... Well, we'll get another Troll King's Court. We don't quite have enough, do we? But let's actually make more boots. We'll just make some more boots. Do we have anybody else here who can make boots? Yeah, you can make boots. You're gonna make a golem. There, we spent most of that. We need to spend our air. So our air we are going to spend on... I'm not very sure. I think we're going to spend it on... God, I wish I had one Queen of Air Elementals. Empowering doesn't help, but empowering may be just what I need. I think we're going to empower, because I don't want to waste a turn. I know it seems kind of dumb, but otherwise I'm going to have to build a booster, probably, to get her up where she can make the air booster. And I think like bags of air is how I'm going to spend my air gem, so I really need this. So we'll do that, and the next turn we'll spend more. And you can see we've spent most of everything else. The other thing I'll just mention is we're getting... Whoops. We're going to be summoning Forces of Darkness. And I think we're going to, down here, probably get... one more Vampire Lord. At the start I was doing a Heliophagus, but I don't think that's actually the right call here. But there's going to be a lot of good stuff we drop. We're going to do Darkness. We're going to do a bunch of good shit. The thing I have to worry about is Master and Slave. So if I have my own Royal Malakui dropping anti-magic, then he can suck it. I don't know... Oh, if the casting cost is the same, it may go off... It may not be clear who goes off first, so I might have to do a faster casting hat on mine. Oh, but that's not going to affect it either. I think it's just completely random. I think it's completely random. But I'm going to have pretty high MR stuff. But I think what this is telling me, like, if I have to worry about this Master and Slave shenanigan, I need enough to, like, one turn crack the fort, but not, I don't want too much more. So anyway, we'll scry down here and see what we're dealing with, but hopefully we're going to give plenty of time for Pythian to expend themselves against Vana Ruse. And by the end of them being expent, we're going to swoop in and take both thrones, and hopefully win the game. Which is not something I have said in a very long time, but if this all works, we potentially could win in... Wait, why doesn't it say the time of year? Here it is at 118. We could probably win by turn 130. We could probably win by turn 130. So we're going to go for it. We are going to go for it. And either way, we are just in a phenomenal gym position here. Like, this is a powerful army, but I don't think we're going to use them all together, because we don't really need this much siege strength. We probably only need like 800, so this will probably end up being 2 armies with siege golems and these guys split in half. And part of them will be conquering... We'll try to do things simultaneously so that his royal couple can't be everywhere. And... yeah. We'll do things too, like flames from the sky wherever we think his god might be. And I'll start getting in close cahoots with Vana Ruse about where their Royal Malakui is. Anyway, I think that is it, guys, and I think I have finished my turn. Thank you all for listening. Take care.